Well, Donald Trump making his case as a protector of the gay community, saying he can do a better job than Hillary Clinton on that issue.
Hillary takes all of this money into a crooked foundation, Crooked Hillary Crooked Foundation, from Saudi Arabia and from many other countries where they enslave women. As far as gays are concerned, okay, think of it. They throw gays off buildings. They kill them. So you tell me, who's better for the gay community and who's better for women than Donald Trump? Believe me.
Hillary's response, Trump is no friend to gay voters, and those voters apparently agree with her. A recent Gallup poll has Clinton with 54% favorability among people who identify as gay versus 18% who back Trump. So which candidate is right on this question? Here to discuss, Gregory Angelo, president of Log Cabin Republicans, and Fox News contributor and bureau chief of Talk Media News, our friend Ellen Ratner. Good to see you both. Ellen, first to you.
Thank you.
Trump has a good point, doesn't he? I mean, on the one hand, you have him. He's pretty liberal on gay questions, certainly for Republicans, very liberal, actually. And on the other hand, you have ISIS, which is murdering people for being gay, and yet the gay groups, organized ones, seem to dislike Trump more than they dislike ISIS. What is that?
Well, I don't know that they dislike Trump more than they dislike ISIS, but I will tell you this. First of all, Donald Trump did give an interview to The Advocate, the gay publication, in the year 2000. He talked about adding gay folks to the Civil Rights Act. On the other hand, he goes after Hillary Clinton for accepting money from the Saudis, etc., where it is a crime. However, he also has his Trump towers or Trump various things in places like Jeddah. So both are sort of not great on that issue.
Really? Because I have to say, Gregory, I mean, taking money from Saudi Arabia and Qatar, all the Gulf countries, a bunch of Middle Eastern countries where homosexuality is a crime punishable by death.
Death, that's right.
Would be kind of disqualifying, you'd think, in a normal world, wouldn't it?
Yeah, when you look at the speech that Donald Trump made on Monday in New Hampshire, that was historic. It was historic because he became the first Republican presumptive nominee for president to explicitly not only reference the LGBT community, but make a direct appeal for support from the LGBT community. And that took political courage, right? Donald Trump didn't need to make that speech on Monday, and he didn't need to reference the LGBT community, as so many other Republicans were tiptoeing around the fact that the attacks, those horrible terrorist attacks on the Pulse nightclub, were against the LGBT community. Donald Trump confronted that fact and embraced the LGBT community. And that took political courage. It did not take political courage for Hillary Clinton to reference that. What would take political courage for her is to return those donations to the Clinton Foundation from those countries that do not have a good record on human rights, right, including LGBT rights.
So, Ellen, I mean, there's this weird psychology on the left. So the president lets in 1 million people from countries where homosexuality is illegal, most of whom have medieval attitudes on the question. And yet, a lot of organized gay groups, not individual gay people, but, you know, the Human Rights Campaign, etc., act like it's conservative Republicans who are the existential threat to gay people. Like, is that a misplaced emphasis?
Well, you know, let's face it, Donald Trump did also say, though, but Donald Trump also said that he would appoint judges who were against gay marriage. So I think, look, I don't think either of them are so great about it, or they would have been down in Orlando this week.
With respect, we didn't have gay marriages law of the land until like 20 minutes ago, okay? So to compare gay marriage to the belief you should murder gays, they're not even comparable. Like, we can debate gay marriage, but
no,
we can't
they're not
debate
comparable.
we can't debate whether gays should be murdered. Like, that's off the charts, no?
I do think that that's off the charts, but we're talking about an election here and who should be the President of the United States. Right. And that is a much broader consideration, including gay marriage.
So, Gregory, do you think the attack in Orlando last Sunday will begin to awaken gay voters that actually this is a threat, this foreign ideology and the immigration policy that makes it an American problem? These are threats to us.
It could, and I would hope so. In addition to things like marriage and employment protections for LGBT individuals, I think it's also important to point out that those horrible terrorist attacks by a radical Islamist in Orlando raised the idea of national security as an LGBT issue. I think this week you have members of the LGBT community who might not have considered national security as an LGBT issue, who might not have considered Second Amendment protections as an LGBT issue, looking at those issues, in addition to things like marriage, and in addition to things like non-discrimination protection.
I hope you're right. I think it's a real threat to all of us. Anyway, thanks. That was super interesting. Thanks for both of you for coming on.
Thank you.
Coming up, it's happening again. An illegal alien who shouldn't have been here in the first